Welcome back to Mysteries of Mythology. Today, we'll be exploring the terrifying deities of war and destruction. So sit back and relax while the chaos ensues. First, we'll be discussing Ares. Ares, the Greek god of war, represents the raw, untamed fury of battle. Unlike Athena, who symbolizes strategic warfare, Ares embodies bloodlust, violence, and destruction. He thrives in the chaos of combat, inspiring terror among both mortals and gods. Often depicted in armor, wielding a spear and shield, Ares charges into battle with relentless aggression. His insatiable thirst for war makes him both feared and despised, even among the Olympians. Despite being the son of Zeus and Hera, he receives little respect from his divine family, often being portrayed as reckless and impulsive. His companions, Phobos, fear, and Deimos, terror, follow him into battle, spreading panic among his enemies. Ares' influence extends beyond Greece, inspiring later war gods in Roman and other cultures. Though a powerful deity, his lack of strategic wisdom often leads to his downfall, proving that brute force alone is not enough to claim victory. Kali, the Hindu goddess of destruction and time, is a fearsome deity known for her chaotic and unstoppable wrath. She represents both the end of cycles and the destruction of evil, often depicted with wild, unbound hair, a necklace of skulls, and a skirt of severed arms. Her tongue protrudes as she thirsts for the blood of demons, whom she effortlessly slays. Though terrifying in appearance, Kali is also a force of cosmic balance, destroying ignorance and protecting her devotees. In battle, she becomes uncontrollable, even trampling her consort, Shiva, in her fury. Despite her destructive nature, she is a deeply revered mother goddess, embodying both fierce protection and merciless justice. Kali's worship often involves blood offerings, signifying the destruction of ego and attachment. She teaches that destruction is necessary for creation, ensuring the cycle of existence continues. To her followers, she is both terrifying and deeply compassionate. Sekhmet, the lion-headed Egyptian goddess of war, plague, and vengeance, is a divine embodiment of destruction and retribution. Created by the sun god Ra, she was unleashed upon humanity as a punishment for their defiance, slaughtering mortals with unquenchable bloodlust. Her breath was said to be the hot desert wind, and her presence brought pestilence and war. Depicted with a sun disk on her head, she is a relentless force of divine wrath, feared even by the gods. Despite her terrifying nature, Sekhmet also has a dual role as a healer, with her priests being skilled in medicine. She was eventually pacified with red-dyed beer, which she mistook for blood, causing her to fall into a drunken sleep. Worshipped as both destroyer and protector, she exemplifies the balance between chaos and order. Her power is respected, for she can bring both ruin and renewal, depending on the will of the gods. Odin, the Norse god of war, wisdom, and death, is one of the most complex deities in mythology. Unlike Ares or Mars, Odin's approach to war is deeply intertwined with knowledge, magic, and fate. As the All-Father and ruler of Asgard, he oversees the Einherjar, fallen warriors chosen to fight in Ragnarok, the final battle of the gods. He is often depicted wearing a wide-brimmed hat, missing one eye, which he sacrificed for wisdom, and wielding his legendary spear, Gungnir. Odin's thirst for knowledge drives him to seek hidden truths, even hanging from Yggdrasil, the world tree, for 9 days to gain the rune's secrets. Though a war god, he values cunning over brute strength, using deception and foresight to ensure victory. His ravens, Hugin thought and Munin memory, fly across the world to bring him information. In battle, Odin is ruthless, choosing who lives and dies. Mars, the Roman god of war, is a disciplined and strategic warrior, embodying both military conquest and the strength of Rome itself. Unlike his Greek counterpart, Ares, who represents chaos in battle, Mars is revered as a protector and a figure of order, symbolizing Rome's might and imperial ambitions. He was one of the most important deities in Roman religion, second only to Jupiter, and was considered the father of Romulus and Remus, the legendary founders of Rome. Mars is often depicted in full armor, wielding a spear and shield, standing as a guardian of Rome's legions. His festivals, particularly in March, were marked by military parades and rituals to bless soldiers before battle. Though fierce in war, Mars also had agricultural connections, representing the cycle of destruction and renewal. His influence extended beyond the battlefield, shaping Rome's identity as a civilization built on discipline, conquest, and power. Montu, the Egyptian falcon-headed god of war, was one of the most revered warrior deities in ancient Egypt. Associated with the scorching sun and the relentless fury of battle, Montu was seen as an unstoppable force, embodying the raw aggression needed to crush enemies. He was often depicted as a falcon-headed man wearing a solar disk and two plumes, similar in appearance to Ra, the sun god. Pharaohs invoked Montu's strength before battle, believing his divine power would grant them victory. He was particularly worshipped in Thebes, where he was honored as a patron of warriors and kings. Unlike Sekhmet, who personified chaotic destruction, Montu represented disciplined combat and the strategic prowess of Egyptian military campaigns. His name became synonymous with power, and warriors prayed to him for courage. Over time, his worship merged with that of Ammonius Ra, but his legacy as Egypt's fiercest war god endured. Morrigan, the Celtic goddess of war, fate, and death, is a terrifying figure associated with battles, bloodshed, and the doom of warriors. She is often depicted as a shapeshifter, taking the form of a crow to foretell carnage, circling over battlefields as an omen of death. Morrigan is not just a single deity, but sometimes appears as a trio of sisters, Bad, Macho, and Nemain, each representing different aspects of war's chaos. She influences the outcome of conflicts, striking fear into enemies and empowering chosen warriors with frenzied strength. Morrigan is deeply connected to prophecy, whispering fates of victory or destruction to those she deems worthy. Though she can bring ruin, she also protects her people, ensuring the survival of Celtic warriors. Her name means Phantom Queen, signifying her role as both a harbinger of doom and a powerful force in shaping the destinies of those who fight. Indra, the Hindu god of storms, war, and thunder, is a mighty warrior king who wields the Vajra, a divine thunderbolt weapon used to destroy demons and maintain cosmic order. As ruler of the heavens and leader of the Devas, Indra is revered for his strength, courage, and ability to bring rain, ensuring prosperity. He is most famous for slaying the serpent demon Vritra, who had stolen the world's waters, restoring balance to the cosmos. Indra's presence on the battlefield is overwhelming. Riding his celestial elephant, Airavata, he crushes his foes with divine fury. Though a heroic figure, Indra is also flawed, often portrayed as impulsive, jealous, and indulgent in earthly pleasures. His status declined in later Hindu traditions, overshadowed by Vishnu and Shiva, but he remains a powerful warrior god in Vedic mythology, embodying the raw force of nature and the relentless fury of storms. Nergal, the Mesopotamian god of war, plague, and the underworld, is a terrifying deity associated with destruction and death. He rules the underworld alongside his consort, Ereshkigal, bringing war, pestilence, and scorching heat upon the world. Often depicted with a lion's head, Nergal embodies ruthless power, his very presence signaling devastation. Unlike gods who fight for justice, Nergal delights in chaos, spreading disease and suffering to punish humanity. His role in the underworld makes him feared even among the gods, as he governs the fate of the dead. He is also linked to the sun's destructive aspect, representing its searing heat that withers crops and brings death. Though feared, Nergal is sometimes invoked for protection, as his wrath can be turned against one's enemies. His duality as a god of war and the afterlife cements his place as one of the most formidable and merciless deities in ancient mythology. Anhur, the Egyptian god of war and hunting, is a fierce warrior and protector of divine order. Often depicted wearing a tall feathered headdress and wielding a spear, he embodies strength, courage, and the relentless pursuit of victory. Anhur was revered as the champion of Ra, defending the sun god from cosmic threats such as the Serpent of Pep. His name means bringer of the sky, reflecting his role in guiding the sun through the heavens. He was also worshipped as a god of military might, invoked by warriors seeking strength in battle. Though primarily a war deity, Anhur was also associated with hunting, symbolizing precision and skill. Over time, his identity merged with that of the god Shu, further solidifying his role as a defender of cosmic balance. His presence in Egyptian mythology underscores the belief that war was not just destruction, but a necessary force in maintaining order. Tyr, the Norse god of war, justice, and sacrifice, is best known for his unwavering courage and sense of duty. Unlike Odin, who relies on cunning, Tyr represents honor, law, and selflessness in battle. His most famous myth tells of his sacrifice. When the god sought to bind the monstrous wolf Fenrir, only Tyr had the bravery to place his hand in the beast's mouth as a sign of trust. When Fenrir realized the gods had tricked him, he bit off Tyr's hand, forever marking the god as a symbol of self-sacrifice for the greater good. Tyr was once the chief war god of the Norse, though his influence waned as Odin's worship grew. Despite this, he remained a respected deity, representing both martial strength and the enforcement of divine law. Tyr's role in Ragnarok is uncertain, but he is fated to fight Garm, the guardian of Hell, in a final battle of cosmic justice. Kartikeya, the Hindu god of war and victory, is a divine warrior who leads the celestial armies against demonic forces. Known by many names, including Skanda and Murugan, he is the son of Shiva and Parvati, born to defeat the demon Tarka. Kartikeya is depicted as a youthful warrior, often riding a peacock and wielding a divine spear, the Vel, which he uses to annihilate evil. His intelligence, courage, and strategic prowess make him a revered general of the gods. Worshipped primarily in southern India, he is seen as a guardian and a symbol of wisdom, strength, and perfection. Kartikeya's myths emphasize discipline, devotion, and the pursuit of righteousness through warfare. Though a fierce fighter, he is also a teacher, imparting spiritual knowledge to his followers. His legend underscores the idea that war, when fought for justice, is a means of restoring balance and righteousness in the universe. Huitzilopochtli, the Aztec god of war and the sun, is a relentless warrior who demands bloodshed to sustain cosmic balance. As the patron deity of the Mexica people, he symbolizes both military conquest and the struggle of the sun against darkness. His myth tells of his miraculous birth, emerging fully armed to slay his treacherous siblings who sought to kill their mother, Coatlicue. Huitzilopochtli's battles are never-ending. Each day, he fights against the forces of night to keep the sun rising. To fuel his strength, the Aztecs offered human sacrifices, believing his survival ensured the world's continuation. He is often depicted wielding a serpent-shaped weapon and adorned with hummingbird feathers, representing swiftness and aggression. His name means hummingbird of the south, yet his nature is anything but gentle. Worship of Huitzilopochtli was central to the Aztec Empire, inspiring warriors to fight fiercely in his name. Purin, the Slavic god of war, thunder, and storms, is a mighty deity who rules the skies with his axe of lightning. As the chief god in many Slavic traditions, he represents strength, justice, and the power of nature's wrath. He is often depicted as a bearded warrior, riding a chariot drawn by fiery horses, hurling thunderbolts at his enemies. Purin's weapon, sometimes described as an axe or hammer, returns to his hand like Thor's Mjolnir, making him a relentless force in battle. He is the eternal rival of Veles, the god of the underworld, and their clashes symbolize the struggle between order and chaos. Warriors invoked Purin's name for protection and victory, carving his symbols into weapons and armor. Though his worship declined with the spread of Christianity, traces of Purin's legacy persist in Slavic folklore, where thunderstorms are still seen as his divine presence. Tezcatlipoca, the Aztec god of war, chaos, and deception, is a trickster deity who thrives on discord and destruction. His name means smoking mirror, referencing his obsidian mirror that reveals hidden truths and illusions. Unlike Huitzilopochtli, who embodies direct warfare, Tezcatlipoca wages psychological battles, manipulating mortals and gods alike. He is often depicted as a jaguar-clad warrior with one missing foot, sacrificed in an ancient struggle. Tezcatlipoca's influence spreads through war, betrayal, and shifting fates, ensuring that no empire remains unchallenged. He was both revered and feared, as his favor could bring glory or ruin. His rivalry with Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent god, shaped Aztec mythology, representing the eternal clash between order and chaos. As a master of fate, he could uplift warriors or bring their downfall, making him one of the most unpredictable and dangerous gods in Mesoamerican belief. Tlaloc, the Aztec god of rain, storms, and fertility, holds the power to bring both life and death. As the provider of rain, he ensures agricultural prosperity, but his wrath is equally devastating. He controls the storms that either bless the earth with life-giving water or bring floods that destroy crops. His influence extends beyond natural forces. Tlaloc's anger is said to cause droughts and famine when he is displeased. The Aztecs feared his wrath, as it was often tied to human sacrifice, believing that blood offerings would appease him and secure his favor. Tlaloc was commonly depicted with goggle eyes and a serpent-shaped tongue, symbolizing his dominion over water and storms. His temples were built atop mountains, and his worship was essential to Aztec society. His dual nature reflects the balance between creation and destruction, reminding mortals of the fragile link between survival and the forces of nature. Mahakala, a wrathful deity in Buddhist tradition, embodies the destructive force needed to overcome ignorance and evil. Often depicted with a fierce, black or blue visage, Mahakala is a protector who guards the Dharma, the teachings of the Buddha. His fearsome appearance, adorned with skulls, and his many arms holding weapons, signify his ability to annihilate obstacles on the spiritual path. Mahakala's wrath is not aimed at worldly enemies, but at the inner demons of greed, hatred, and ignorance that cloud human minds. As a guardian deity, he is invoked by monks and practitioners seeking to remove the obstacles that hinder enlightenment. Though a figure of destruction, Mahakala's purpose is constructive. He clears the path for wisdom and spiritual growth. His role in Vajrayana Buddhism emphasizes the belief that destruction is necessary to create space for transformation, and his wrath leads to purification and liberation. Apidmak, the Nubian lion-headed god of war and protection, is a fierce and revered figure in ancient Nubian religion. Often depicted as a man with the head of a lion or as a full lion, Apidmak symbolizes strength, courage, and military prowess. He is most closely associated with the kingship of the Kingdom of Kush, where he was believed to provide divine protection to rulers in battle. Apidmak was seen as a protector of warriors, empowering them to conquer enemies and secure victory. His role as a war god also tied him to the forces of the sun, as he was invoked to ensure success in military campaigns. The Nubian people celebrated Apidmak as a symbol of their ability to overcome all obstacles through unity and strength. His association with the lion, the king of beasts, reinforced his connection to power and dominance on the battlefield. Ogun, the Yoruba god of war, iron, and destruction, is a powerful and revered figure known for his unmatched strength and intense rage. As the patron of blacksmiths and warriors, Ogun represents the forging of weapons, the pursuit of victory, and the unyielding spirit in battle. His association with iron links him to creation and destruction, as he wields the power to shape the world through both the forging of tools and the fury of warfare. Ogun is also a god of justice, often called upon by warriors and kings to ensure that their battles are righteous. Though he is a protector and guide, Ogun's wrath is terrifying when provoked, and his rage is said to leave devastation in its wake. His worship remains strong in many African and diaspora communities, where he is honored for his contributions to both war and craft, symbolizing the destructive and creative forces that drive civilization. Chernobog, the Slavic god of darkness, chaos, and misfortune, embodies the forces of destruction and calamity. His name, meaning Black God, reflects his association with the dark aspects of the cosmos, those forces that bring suffering, death, and chaos. Often depicted as a malevolent and shadowy figure, Chernobog was believed to bring misfortune to those who crossed his path, and his presence was a harbinger of disaster. In Slavic folklore, Chernobog was said to cause storms, plagues, and wars, sowing discord among mortals and deities alike. He represents the inevitable descent into chaos that follows all human endeavors. Despite his fearsome reputation, Chernobog was also a necessary part of the cosmic balance, for without darkness, there could be no light. His role in Slavic mythology highlights the understanding that destruction and misfortune are part of the larger, cyclical nature of existence. Kamsats, the Mayan bat god of death, night, and terror, is one of the most fearsome deities in Mesoamerican mythology. Often depicted as a humanoid bat or as a bat-headed figure, Kamsats is associated with the underworld and the realm of death. He is a harbinger of terror, especially in the context of blood sacrifice, where his followers believed that offering life through bloodshed would appease him. In the Popol Vuh, the sacred Mayan text, Kamsats plays a role in the trials of the hero twins, who must confront him in the underworld. His connection to bats links him to darkness and the unknown, embodying the fear and death that emerge from the night. Kamsats' terrifying appearance and his association with the underworld emphasize the Mayans' deep belief in the cyclical nature of life and death, where fear and sacrifice were integral parts of maintaining cosmic balance. Baal, the Canaanite storm god, is a formidable deity associated with war, tempests, and the violent destruction of cities. Revered as the god of rain, thunder, and fertility, Baal wields immense power over natural forces, which he uses to both nourish and destroy. In battle, he is a god of chaos, bringing about violent storms and devastating tempests that lay waste to civilizations. Baal's role in Canaanite mythology often places him in opposition to other gods, such as Yam, the god of the sea, and Mot, the god of death. His battles are emblematic of the cosmic struggle between life and death, creation and destruction. He is frequently depicted holding a club or mace, symbols of his martial prowess and power. Baal's worship involved offerings of grain and sacrifice, and his temple rituals sought to ensure the prosperity of the land, invoking both his generative and destructive aspects. Zhaojun, the Chinese god of the kitchen, is a seemingly benign figure, responsible for the well-being of the household and overseeing the family's cooking and nourishment. However, in some legends, Zhaojun takes on a darker role as a bringer of divine punishment and wrath. Known as the kitchen god, he is said to watch over family members, reporting their deeds to the Jade Emperor at the end of the lunar year. While he usually rewards good behavior with blessings of prosperity, he can also deliver divine punishment to those who fail to uphold moral integrity. In some tales, Zhaojun's fiery temper can bring disaster to families who disrespect him, with fire or pestilence as his tools of retribution. Despite his dual nature, Zhaojun remains a popular figure in Chinese folklore, symbolizing the connection between domestic life and divine order, with his fiery wrath ensuring that balance is maintained. Veles, the Slavic god of the earth, cattle, and chaos, is a powerful deity who opposes Perun, the god of thunder and war, in a cosmic battle of order versus chaos. As a god of the underworld and protector of the earth's natural forces, Veles is associated with both the untamed, wild aspects of nature and the darker forces that exist beneath the surface. In Slavic mythology, he is portrayed as a serpent or a dragon, symbolizing his connection to chaos and trickery. His rivalry with Purin is central to Slavic cosmology, representing the eternal struggle between law and disorder. In the context of war, Veles is seen as a deity who stirs conflict and turmoil, both within the natural world and in the hearts of mortals. His influence is destructive, often manifesting as pestilence, famine, and war. Despite his antagonistic role, Veles is also a god of wealth and abundance, particularly in relation to livestock and crops. And that's a wrap for today's exploration into the terrifying deities of war and destruction. From the wrath of Mars to the chaos of Veles, we've uncovered the fearsome forces that shape the battles and chaos in mythology. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the divine destruction these gods bring. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next mythological journey here on Mysteries of Mythology. Until next time, stay safe, and may the gods of war be with you, or against you.